Oh, yes, man. Oh, yes, man. I missed you so much last time. Yes, man. Oh, wait, did we talk last time? We talked last week, didn't we? Yes, man. Yeah, I do remember that now. It was so weird because it was during the day. We did a day attack. You remember that?
Yes.
You watched tonight episode, right? Wait,
You watched tonight's episode. You see episode this evening. The moon is out. And you watch with I.
I had COVID. Fuck off.
No! Damn it. Shit. These times.
Oh. God, he bugged off before I was able to ask if he could do yes in a British accent.
Well, maybe next time. Kuan says it's okay. Bryce is ethnic. I'm not that kind of ethnic. Oh my goodness.
He's ethical.
I'm a different ethnicity. All right. Let's take a look at nightattack.showbot.tv where
Man, yeah, we didn't have time to do anything with it, but I guess Broden Kelly just swooped into the chat and said, "Oi, look at Brian's hair, isn't it, Broden?" And then left.
Yeah, he was hanging out a little bit. Oh, Justin, you did not turn your other mic on.
Is that the real Broden Kelly, or was that a fraud Broden Kelly?
It was a frog.
Our
Broden
investigators, oh yeah, and it's a frog man, and our investigators did find it's the real Broden Kelly.
That was the real Broden. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I wish we would have shouted him out. Yeah, I listened to their episode today. They had a big announcement.
What was it?
Well, after 30 minutes of fucking around because
What?
they're the Anti-Donna podcast.
What?
You found out that they're one of the 300,000 people followed by Justin Bieber.
That's amazing.
All right, great show. What do we call it? We got some show titles here, including "Don't Put Bluetooth on Your Dick."
Yeah, I mean, I think we might be done, but let's listen to the rest.
Got "Oi" in it, which I'm gonna give a click.
Definitely.
Justin's Epcot. Oh, for his drinking, his walking and drinking. As a COVID survivor, we can put a comma and ellipses after that.
Yeah.
Day Bryce. Oh, because of the horniness of Bryce. Come on.
Yeah.
That's it. You better click that one. At least put it in the running.
Guy Romancy. Let's see. That was supposed to be a surprise.
Oh, God damn it. Actually,
Convenient.
that's not a bad tease to get you in.
There. Taking us to Pound Town.
Yeah, we did go to Pound Town.
We went to Pound Town?
Yeah, I remember because Guy Romancy.
Oh, the Lira. The Lira.
No.
The Lira, yeah.
Guy Romancy donated £1, and I said he took us to Pound Town.
Right. The Lira was
Yeah. But Lira was the joke we were making about the L because I said it was
got
a
it,
Lira.
got it. Yeah.
I would say more it's like an R. It's like an R with the
Oh, no,
shelf.
it looks like a cursive L, like Laverne and Shirley used to have on everything. Why did Laverne always have an L on her?
Yeah, right. Laverne's always be having L's.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. Anyway, who do you hate?
By the way,
Graphics.
Hot
That's my
Beverages points out that we should invite Auntie Donna back on the show only now that they have a blue tick.
That's right.
Fair enough.
We should now because we have blue ticks. Bryce, you can fake it or just not talk.
Canoe eggplant. The canoe bit of the eggplant was so funny. A canoe-sized eggplant.
I mean,
would be way more than
I know.
90 kilos.
Wait, 200 pounds? You don't think a small, like a kayak? I guess I meant kayak instead of a canoe is fucking 3 people. You're right. That would be fucking.
That's a big
an
ass.
automobile.
That's a big eggplant.
Fox with Crocs.
That's like you'd find out that old civilizations used to batter down doors with eggplants because they would grow so large.
All right, you better click on talk about a transparent personality.
Yes.
You gave me the boo horn on that.
that's a good
By
one.
the way,
It should have a chance to be the title.
I'm going to refresh this page just so that we have this here, but someone did send us here just all of the tweets that you're getting right now.
Oh, God damn it.
So everybody.
There's so many.
Just let me see. Oh. I got to do my part.
Talk about a transparent personality.
And I
Fuck
do
all
have
you
the-
guys. God
gotta
damn
do
it.
that. There we go. All right. Let's see. COVID causes dad jokes. The V in COVID stands for victory.
I did say that.
That's good. I like that one. That's a good one.
Jury high. I blame Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Gandhi. Clone fingers. The human spoiler warning. Oh, this pound looks kind of like an L.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that.
Pound
Pound
Yeah,
town.
Pound Town.
That's actually not bad.
If that actually works, if that
If
works
you could
as
do
a
that in a
that
title.
might be the best.
I think we can do that. Fox and Crocs. Finally, a fox of good taste. Bunch of
Right after this,
jockeys.
yeah,
So
you'll
good.
have to do right dash after
Yeah.
dash this jockeys.
Fuck you and your hard dick.
Fuck off! Fuck off!
Can we watch that later in the after show?
We can. We
bit?
need
Okay.
to.
It's
But
so-
Brian, you're not up on Succession. Right?
You should watch
Oh man, you gotta get on that.
What was the show that was paired with? That it's essentially the same thing. Righteous Gemstones. Is that what is right next to?
It's a similar genre, but it's a totally different world.
Well, I
Like,
remember you remarking saying like it's weird that one's a comedy and one's serious, and they're both the same story.
Well, they were airing literally back to back.
Right.
Like,
Right.
and it's like it's a 3-sibling group with a father figure that owns an empire, and they're jockeying, and there's like crazy shit happening, but they're like totally like worlds apart, different like stories
You
and
motherfucker.
worlds.
Like, I'm literally saying what you said to me, and now you're shaking your head like, no, they're nothing like each other. I don't know where you got that idea, Brian, but that's poppycock, and it's bull malarkey.
I mean,
And
number
you should
one-
feel
number
bad
one-
for even saying it. It's like,
Oh.
I've never even seen some Succession, so it's unlike
If I might say, oi, in it. Fuck off with your hard dick. Go watch the show.
All right. Before we do that, let's take a look at let's pick a title here. What are these you like? Do you like Pound Town enough to do Pound Town?
to jump it up there. Yeah, I mean, don't put Bluetooth on your dick.
No. It can't be don't put Bluetooth on your dick. That's
too good of advice.
It's kind of the
Well,
punchline for that
number
whole
one,
segment. Kinda.
Yeah. And also it's a little long. But we have some
You saying the dick makes it too long?
I would say either oi in it or Pound Town.
I don't know. Pound Town is clever.
Okay. Do Pound Town. Thank you to G. James B. and everyone who submit show titles using the Mangus command. And I'm gonna go write an email, and then we'll go. We have to watch the.
Yes, we'll watch it.
Roy
That
family wants
basically
Logan's M&Ms.
explains the concept of Succession to Brian.
Yeah.
Brian,
Hey, so you run every day, right?
I do.
You know, I've not been working out this entire year. Like, I stopped doing the weight training because I was bulking up and getting kachungus. I got to 177 pounds.
You can't say you're getting kachungus when you're getting muscly.
Well, I mean, I got muscly, but then also fat. Well, because the advice that I kept getting while I was doing weight training was, to eat more constantly, and I did, and but I have lost all this weight, and I only after COVID, for the first time this entire year, started running, jogging. And I've done 7 days in a row, and it feels really good, and I'm glad to be back doing it.
I'll tell you what, it is like it's something that if it went away, I would feel very, very lost. Like it is. I very much rely on it. Like and this is the first time that I've kind of really had a good run of it, no pun intended, like since my back got fucked up, and it's
that's
like
right.
it's fucking great. That's the only reason why I stopped. Like that was and I think that psychologically just really played into it. But yeah, no, I've been doing that since May or June, something like that. Like something probably May I would guess.
So but it was after COVID that you started daily running.
Yeah. Oh, totally. No, I went into like when COVID started, and it was like, oh, this is kind of like fucked up winter break. Like this is like just a long spring break where everything's gonna be closed, and then everything will be open, and we'll be like, remember that time that we all stayed home for 2 months? Like, and I pretty much just drank and was unhappy. And then I forget what it was, but a switch kind of flipped, and I was like, all right, I'm going to run 3 days a week. And then it was, I'm going to run and work out in the days that I'm not running. And then it became, I'm going to run every day and work out every day. And then it was run, workout, and do a walk around the lake. But yeah, that's been, I mean, barring schedule, I've the walk gets sacrificed when the schedule doesn't have to do, but that's been pretty much my day.
Have you noticed
since then
in the mirror or on the scale a big difference over the last few months?
I have abs now.
Really?
For the first time in my life, I have abs. Yeah.
Okay, do you want to both? Because I lost 25 to 30 pounds. I too have abs for the first time in a year. You want to give something to the patrons?
I've put it in my Discord. People can see it, but yeah, I don't know. I would just be drinking beer, so I don't want to do it now. No, I feel so shy.
Okay, right. Maybe if we get a few more patrons next week.
Yeah. No. People have seen it. I've talked about it on my channel, but yeah, no, it's I was down to 148. And yeah, I think that's probably much as low as I really think I kind of should be. I really should kind of be putting on more muscle from here. So it's been crazy. Like really the big thing hasn't even been the working out, it's been the diet. Like the diet has been the biggest like part of it. Like I have the same breakfast every morning, and I have a thing. In fact, that's been the thing that I'm most happy about, is that I said I didn't want to lose weight if I had to give up drinking, and so I haven't. Like and it's been great. I've very much enjoyed not giving up the things that I like to do.
That's awesome, dude.
But yeah,
like diet is super important, and like portioning is super important. You know, I've mentioned before, I was doing calorie counting at the end of last year, a little into this year before COVID started, and you just realize all the bad habits, or especially fast food. You realize how any fast food thing is just way too much, or how easy it is to overeat.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is, I mean, again, not to plug Chick-fil-A too hard, but like an 8-piece nugget and doing a soup is it's 300 calories for the 8-piece nugget, and it is another like 120. No, I don't do the sauce. It's another 120 calories for the chicken noodle soup. So that's 420 all told. You can have five of those in a day. 5 8-piece nugget meals and a soup in a day, and be at 2,000 calories.
Yeah,
which is pretty good. But for me, like I just cut out a meal. I guess technically what I'm doing is intermittent fasting, in that I have something in the morning, I don't really eat a lunch, and then I have a late lunch, like around 3:00, and then I tried to go to bed without eating anything, and about half the time I'm able to do it, and then the other time I run down and have a little 200 calories something or other.
Yeah, I have egg whites in the morning, and then I'll do light oil on some kind of protein, so like a pork chop or a steak or a chicken breast or something like that, along with a steamed vegetable for lunch, and then drinking for dinner. And that's pretty much been it.
Somebody mentioned something about like, am I wrong in this? Like somebody was like, oh, there's so much cholesterol in that. Does eating cholesterol cause cholesterol to be in your blood? Don't you manufacture your own cholesterol by virtue of being overweight or obese or whatever? Well, it's a bit like eating fat. Like just because you eat the thing doesn't mean you it goes into you.
I think it's the amount, right? I think it's all about the balance of your macros, right? Like, yeah, you have to have some fat and some sugar and some cholesterol and stuff, but I think my understanding, and I'm not a dietitian, but is that it's about a bounce. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
about
That sounds like some fancy ass shit, man. I don't know. Like,
Okay.
all I know is
There's no
that
calories in, calories out.
if I restrict my calories and I work out effectively 3 times a day, then I lose weight, and then at a certain point, because I got this fancy ass scale that measures body fat and shit like that,
Yeah.
I was
I don't trust that.
Wait.
well, I don't even know what the fuck it is. Like, I'm sure if I went on a better scale, I could get a $700 scale and it would give me a better fucking number. But
because I just bought a Wi-Fi scale, and you can I don't know. I opted for the cheaper one because I know that you can do BMI easily, but I wouldn't trust a thing. I wouldn't trust being able to stand on a thing and it tells me my body fat.
I don't know whether or not it's right. Right.
Yeah.
It could be 5% north or south. I wouldn't fucking know. Right. All I know is that it's a consistent number for at least what it is. And as I've noticed changes in the mirror, it has shown a lower body percent fat. And at a certain point, I was losing weight. I was happy about it. And then I just Googled what's the body percent where you get abs? And it was a certain number, and I was like, oh, I guess if I just keep kind of doing this, eventually it'll happen. And it did.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, speaking of abs, Ali Spagnola sent me a text saying that she's doing her first Power Hour live show
concert, right?
Yeah, in forever on the internet. And so I wonder where the best way to, follow her on any of the socials, and she'll, I assume, not be shy about
if
letting
only
you know about
she
it.
had a way of connecting on the internet.
ALI Spagnola, as it sounds.
Dan 30, what's the most fit I've ever been? This is at the age of 37. This is easily the most fit that I have been.
Dude, that's fucking great. What a
I've
great feeling.
I've never been I guess when I was a teenager and I was playing hockey and shit like that every day.
That don't count.
Probably that. But I don't know. I don't like talking about it on the internet, to be totally honest with you, mostly because weight's very personal for people. And as soon as you start talking numbers and shit like that, those numbers mean different things to different people. And it's we're the three of us are skinny fuckers. When we get fat, we're fucking skinny.
We're all
right?
tiny. We're all tiny.
We're small, tiny people that it's
is Bryce the tallest of us?
I am about 5'7".
Yeah, I'm
No,
5.
I'm taller than
I'm just
Bryce.
under 5'7". So you're the tallest of us.
I'm the tallest.
Yeah.
Short
fucking
king
even
mama.
that
You're-
shortest
you're the
fucking
alpha.
midget, right? Yeah. But it's I just know that it's nobody wants to hear a bunch of skinny guys talk about I feel bad about my pot belly, right?
Yeah.
And so it's I'm happy that I would much rather talk about the habits, because the habits are something that I think are important. And the one thing I will say more than anything is this COVID shit, the happiest I was when I realized that I could use the fact that every day was Groundhog Day to my advantage. And when I realized that it's oh, if I have positive health habits and every day is Groundhog Day, then I'm fit. If I am pissed off and sad and lost, and I certainly was that at the beginning of all this, then every day I'm pissed off, sad, and lost, and that's that. And it's there is this very weird moment that we're in right now where for a lot of people, you don't have any of the breaks. You don't have, we're going to go to the beach for a weekend. You don't have, we're going to do a lot of these things that you would otherwise. I know some people are living in places where things are a little bit more open. In the fucking Bay Area, no, absolutely not. And none of our friends are being much more adventurous than we are. So it's that was helpful. Now, as soon as I'm able to just go and fucking eat chicken wings for money inside, I'm sure these abs will, like the tide, wash back out into the sea. But for now it's good.
Yeah. Do you guys want to see that discussion?
Let's do it. Yeah.
This is so good. So this is a tweet entitled "Succession," but everyone wants some of Logan's M&Ms. Yeah.
Hey, Dad. I want some M&Ms.
Fuck you. God damn it. These are my M&Ms. God damn it. Fuck off. Now,
Right.
now you go fuck off.
Okay.
God damn it. Fuck you.
Okay. Right. Okay. Shiv, your dad just opened a bag of M&Ms. Do you think he'd give me any?
Siobhan, come here.
I'll get in it for both of us. Watch. I don't want any of your candy, Dad.
Not even my M&Ms?
Wait, is this real?
Hold out your hand. Fuck you. Fuck off. God damn it.
Jesus Christ. Hey, Dad. Can I have some M&Ms?
Fuck off.
Okay. Logan, in my village, there was a man. He keep all the candy for himself. Until one day, they find him dead. He choked on a piece of candy. Enjoy your M&Ms.
Mr. Roy, I'm sorry to bother you. I noticed that you have some M&Ms, and I have very low blood sugar, and I'm feeling kind of faint. It's not serious, but I could pass out and hit my head and die.
Fuck off, Greg.
Oh, okay.
Ken, come here.
Okay.
Still want some of my M&Ms?
Yeah.
Then put this on.
Okay.
Now you wear that hat, and you never forget that you'll never be anything more than Daddy's #1 candy baby. So fuck off for good. God damn it! I bought these M&Ms with my own fucking money. Candy's for daddies, not for little babies.
Did I just watch Succession?
Basically.
That's pretty much the whole thing.
So yeah, so basically spin that out over 2 seasons and you know, increase the location budget by about $2 million, and you pretty much have it.
Oh man.
Shit, man, shit. I'm
just-
listening to old Harmontowns. Can I tell you?
I was talking to David Rowan, who is staying at HQ, and he told me that he just finished Community, and on
Yeah.
like the very last episode, recognized Justin Roiland voicing one of the people in the animated thing at the end of the last episode, and then put it together that that the same people, that the same guy who co-created
Rick and Morty, yeah.
did Community. And so I explained to him, it's like, oh, well, you should watch the movie Harmontown. And I explained about, you know, Dan Harmon getting fired and that whole going on tour and became a documentary and all that stuff. Which led, of course, to the fastest way to explain Harmontown is to tell someone to open YouTube and type in Dan Harmon freestyle rap. And
Sure.
it's fun to watch somebody who's never seen Dr. Ken experience it or the 9/11 rap or any of that stuff. So anyway, but I hopefully have turned someone else on to Harmontown. But where are you at now in the back catalog?
They're just now talking about the beginnings of the tour. Literally, just like a random tweet comes in and he's like, "Are you going to go on tour?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're actually thinking about it." But let me tell you a trend that I thought existed way down the road, years down the road, into the show. But let me tell you 2 people that don't like each other early on.
Oh, so this is you sniffed it out like shortly before the D-Man came to town, but you identified that there was tension between, or appeared to be tension, and again, outsiders, we know nothing, but between Jeff B. Davis and one Aaron McGathy.
So yeah, Aaron McGathy. At the point that I'm listening to the show, it is Dan Harmon's girlfriend. eventually in the series becomes his wife and then eventually his ex-wife.
Yeah.
But no secrets. Like literally there's a point in which she becomes a part of their D&D campaign. And then she wants to be on stage to come back and play her character. So she calls Dan Harmon on stage to ask whether or not she's going to be able to play her character. Jeff is fucking annoyed in that episode. And then in the next episode on stage, Dan confronts Jeff about how he had dressed down Erin at their local watering hole for doing that, and said that it had like tried his patience, his last nerve or something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
So like that is
Wait, now,
I've
just
never
to be clear,
felt more
Corey
validated.
Coleman and Martin Thomas were at that Harmontown, right?
Yes, exactly. I mean, I'll tell you what, it's they were able to handle that a lot better than we were. I'll tell you that. There's definitely a lot more improv professionalism. But yeah, it's fascinating to watch that show come together. It's fascinating to watch them slowly click on the things that eventually kind of became hallmarks of the show, and really even just rolling up to the idea of the Harmontown tour, which is like, you know, like 18 episodes like in a row that I have queued up. But now whenever I run out of shows, I just have an old Harmontown.
Man, so yeah, you're right. You're right at the cusp of, I think the farthest back I went is when I was hearing episodes during the tour.
Go back and listen to those early ones. Those early ones are like,
God, I'm afraid,
number one.
I'm almost afraid to, but
No. Number one, you will never feel more in league with Dan Harmon than as he stumbles through 2012 era. Oh, this is being politically correct, because spoiler alert, it's not. And like you are watching a closer version of the Dan Harmon that apparently was so notorious at his parties for whenever he freestyle rapped, he needed to use the N-word.
oh, geez, Louise.
Like, so there's no N-words there, but certainly further along the lines of race is a construct and I'm fascinated by race, and I just need to talk about this on a level that in 2020 is a different thing, right? You know, we have the idea of that as entertainment is frowned upon, whereas the discussion kind of belongs in a different place in 2020. But it's fascinating. It's fascinating to watch a show that has always been chaotic, but was very confident. Like the version that I listened to the most was the stuff where the freestyle rapping was a larger part of it, mostly because it was a confident show in like, well, we've done this a million times and sometimes we flounder and sometimes we don't. So literally, like, they had, in the era that I was listening to it for the first time, no fear. Like, which I kind of feel like we listen to and are like, oh my God, what balls on these fucking guys.
How did they do that? Like just a bit falls flat and nobody freaks out over it. They just keep on rolling.
But you listen to those early episodes and there's a lot more skittering and scattering around. And there's a lot more like, oh, that sucks and that's bad. And they end shows a lot earlier, where like by the end, the shows would just fucking go for like 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, yes.
Yeah. Like they would just go because it was like, oh, well, we're just fucking comfortable being up here. It's been fascinating. It's been like, as a podcaster who has done this shit forever, who has done a comedy show that is largely based off a relationship and going back and forth.
How long have we're over a decade now, right? 2009.
Oh, hell yeah.
11
Hell
years.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, we've
Wow.
we've been doing it for a while. Yeah.
And
that's
you
the
realize
thing.
next year we'll be in the, well, I guess we're in the 20s now, but we get to say that we've been doing this since the aughts, which will feel even farther away when we get into, I guess every week it feels farther away.
I know. There was a thing that was shit, what happened today? The fucking the Postal Service is gonna have a new album tomorrow.
Oh, you know what? Bonnie got into them a little bit. I probably would recognize one or two songs. But yeah, I guess.
Oh no! If you were trying to woo art chicks of a certain age in college, you were familiar with that Postal Service album. That was like, speaking of soundtracks, I think that was like a big part of the Garden State soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
But
Garden
yeah,
State
it was
also
like- it was
had a
like
whole
the-
bunch of the Shins in there, right? They were contemporary
Yeah.
with the Shins. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The aughts are back, baby.
God
The
damn.
aughts are back.
What you know? What's funny is I've been enjoying like late '90s music lately. I've been, I guess that 20-year itch where it's like it's long enough to be all like, okay, I'll indulge in that nostalgia.
Yeah.
I've really gotten into like 90s dance music lately. You know,
Everybody dance now.
Including,
Bryce,
yeah.
listen to this. Bryce, listen now. Bryce, listen. Everybody dance now. Is it because you're playing the dancing games?
Not really, because the Just Dance game's more focused on contemporary stuff. In fact, the one that I've been playing now, the 2019 one, does have a cover of Rhythm in the Night in it, and it's not a good cover.
Oh, it's not.
No.
But what was that game we played where there was that Europop version of a band, and then they had the same name as another band? The answer was all one word. It wasn't tequila. It was some other word. There were more than words than tequila. Do you remember the game?
A Night Attack game?
Yeah, it was a Night Attack game, and it was all around Corona. It was Corona. That's what it was. That was the word, Corona. Corona was the name of.
That's the rhythm of the night band.
Yes, exactly. That's
Okay.
why I'm saying all these words.
Ah,
Okay,
ah.
all right. I collapsed that
Okay.
superposition.
I don't know what it is. Just I don't know if it's because I've been doing the Marbles streams, and on the Marbles we play 90s dance and hip hop jock jams style music. So maybe it's partly that. I don't know. It's interesting. Just I don't know. Being old enough to look back and get a better perspective on things that happened in your childhood. Like the Michael Jordan documentary is like super crazy. Like I knew Michael Jordan was popular, but then you watch this thing, it's like, no, he was like the biggest person on the planet for a while. And it's just that perspective. You just kind of didn't have that perspective as a kid.
Yeah, I think
That's literally age, right? Like that's like
Yeah.
this is what age just gives you understanding.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
which is rad as fuck, man. I'm fucking so happy about that. Cause like I was tired of being confused. Like that shit sucks. It fucking is great knowing what life is.
there's something weird that happens when you get past 20 years old, and you spend your first 20 years deciding that whatever you loved 2 years ago is dumb now and hating it until 20, and then suddenly you're 30, and the things you liked at 20 are like, yeah, that's still pretty cool. That's pretty fun. And then somebody younger than you says, "What? That was years ago," and then
Yeah.
you feel old.
Yeah, I had a thing maybe about a year or so ago where in high school and in middle school a little bit, that was when I got into like the Japanese music stuff, the J-pop stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, right, like my finding things was like whatever people would post on like the torrent trackers for these different bands, or if someone would make me a CD, I would just have to just kind of take it at face value. Whatever that was representative of what was popular at the time. And so there was one band that I really, really liked, and I understood that they were probably, when would this have been? 19, I don't know. They were maybe 5 or so years past their like big breakout, everyone knows hit. But someone on YouTube had been going back and uploading videos of this TV show that they were really, really prominently featured in. And you see just like how much of a big TV thing that this band was. Of like, oh no, they would be on TV every week. The half of the show would be dedicated to recording stuff and music videos and this and that and the other thing, all auditions and stuff. And how much of like a cultural magnet that kind of stuff was. And that's stuff that like never, I had no way of knowing in high school about that. And so it's just cool going back and seeing especially because it's like production stuff. So you get to see them like filming their music video and they're doing the dances on a big blue screen and it's giant stage, or you see them in the recording studio with their producer and he's giving them notes on how to sing, these songs that I know really, really well. And so that's been like a really interesting kind of, not even nostalgia, but just a revival, not even a revival, just a new look on that stuff that I really liked.
Well, and was it a particular band or?
They're called Morning Musume. They've been around for 22 years now or so. But they're like an idol band, so they're one of those bands where the people kind of come in and come out. They graduate. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just it's crazy. You just don't have any perspective on it when you're just trying to download whatever you can from the internet.
Well, and it's funny too because you don't realize what a mark it's going to make on you going forward when you discover some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I had this moment where I wanted to listen to this song and I wound up getting into this album, but it was Danger Doom. You ever listen to the album Danger Doom?
Yeah. I mean, I remember. Danger Doom was Danger Mouse and MF Doom. Yeah. They only did the one album, which had a whole bunch of Adult Swim samples.
All the Adult Swim stuff, but that was the thing I didn't realize. I remember that it was MF Doom and Danger Mouse. I forgot how much it was an Adult Swim thing, and I was trying to then trace back, like, oh shit, like what came first for me? Was it loving Adult Swim shit, and that's how I found out the Danger Doom thing, or was I into Danger Mouse with like the Black album and the Gray album is what he did with the like all the remixes on that Jay-Z album. And it was like, oh wow, I bet you it was probably one or both of those, or that's why I really liked it as much as I did when it came out. But for the record, that album,
is primo,
excellent.
It's freaking great. I think I was a fan of Adult Swim, and I believe it was in Wired magazine that I read about the project coming up, and then got the album when it came out. And you're right, it's a banger from the beginning to end. Like the whole thing is great.
Yeah, MF Doom. I don't know why MF Doom doesn't get talked about more as like one of the greatest lyrical MCs of all time. Like his shit is just like it's so dense. Every frame.
Every frame.
Every frame is a painting.
You know what I've been listening to lately, and by lately I mean this afternoon. Man, something about that Beastie Boys documentary when they mentioned Luscious Jackson. I was like, shit, I love that one album of theirs, and so I was listening to that all day. They got some bangers on there.
Did you see that? Did you finish seeing that, or have you guys talked about Beastie Boys?
Yeah, we did. We did a happy hour about it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's a spoiler. I liked it a lot. It was quite good.
Ooh, oh.
I feel very, very happy that I was able to play a part in framing
set expectations appropriately.
Just don't think it's because that's the problem is that they don't in the trailer set it up to be like, and now a night with the Beastie Boys.
Right.
It's like it's all the archival shit, and you're like, you just have I had my expectations at least at like documentary.
This is the definitive
Beastie Boys
story.
Doc. Like, and I'm like, fuck yes, like clear out my schedule. We're fucking going all in on this. But yeah, when you realize it's like, no, it's a slideshow with the Beastie Boys telling the story of the Beastie Boys, you're like, oh, okay, well, cool. Well, now I can take out a few expectations of like, or like, are they going to cut away to an interview with Rick Rubin? Or are they going to cut away to an interview with like any of these other guys that they're talking about, like that like ripped them off? Like, because I'm sure that they probably, number one, they keep talking about how we were irresponsible. We didn't know what we were doing. Anyway, these guys ripped us off for money. And it's like, I'll bet you, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, I'll bet you the people on the other side of this argument
have a different version.
Probably have a different recollection of events than you do. But yeah, no. All right. What would you want more? The Beastie Boys dramatization that like nails it, and so therefore gives you like a cinematic, like a
Oh,
master
like
class.
a straight out of Compton for the Beastie Boys.
But it's Spike Jones, and all the videos now go into like bigger, awesomer like things, and so now you're like you're weaving in all these stories, and the acting's great, like, and you get a great, amazing Beastie Boys movie musical biopic or the 5-part documentary series.
I think I want the 5-part documentary series.
I
thi-
would agree with you only because I want more. Like
Yes,
I will
yes.
make this decision in tonnage. If you told me that it was a 5-part like biopic, I would say sure, give me the 5-part biopic. But if so, whatever you could promise me more of is what I would want.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like a Bohemian Rhapsody style Beastie Boys movie would be amazing. But my guess is what will make it amazing is that's a thing I've seen and remember. That's another thing I've seen and remember. That's a song I know. And it's like none of that. I will leave that not any more enlightened. Whereas I really just I want to zoom in on the fractal and now, you know, it's like we already got the bulk of the area here. Now let's go into all these cracks and crevices for what sweet, you know, Beastie leavings are left in there to get.
I guess here's the only problem that you could argue against the documentary is that the stuff that you would probably find out the most
Is
are
not
things
going
that
to be
they
great.
obviously don't want.
Yeah.
Like there's probably some stories of like, yeah, maybe somebody had a kid out of wedlock and then didn't talk to the mother, or they like just all the musician kind of shit.
Yeah,
that,
I think I
like-
would still be into it because I remember when I was 18 and going through my heavy Beatles phase, I read the I think it was a 1982 book, the Love You Make, which was you know, there was the Beatles, and then there was Brian Epstein, their manager who died of a drug overdose. And then really this guy was kind of like I don't know if he was the lawyer or whatever. He was like 1 or 2 steps away, close enough that that he could speak with authority on all the deep dish gossip and exactly who was fucking who, behind whose back, and what happened to whatever. And it was probably a gossipy, raggy book, but for me, it was just more of the Beatles story, and it gave me context for, you know, like he explains why the White Album is not so fragmented because that was their genius idea. It's because they were all fighting at that time, and the dynamic that fell into place is that essentially whoever had a song, the rule was for that song, it was them and their song, and the other 3 were essentially a session band, and that's why you know it's so all over the map stylistically. And I wouldn't have known that if it weren't for that book. So I'm gonna say, like, even if there's some ugly stuff, I just want to get the whole story.
Are you willing? All right, so let's drill down on the documentary. Are you willing to be more happy about that if it's very clear that after doing some like preliminary interviews, they're not happy about this and they don't want to do it and they don't want it to come out, and it's more the unauthorized?
I'll still watch it. Still watch it.
Yeah,
still more
fuck you.
Beastie
Yeah,
Boys.
me too. Fuck you. In fact, I'll like it better. Fuck you. You're not allowed to keep your life away from me. I love you. I love you.
I love everything about you. Give me all the bad parts. It's more of you.
Yeah. Although now that I think about it, like the idea of the like music opus, give me that 2.5 hour Spike Jones tells you the story of the Beastie Boys that really is the story of the 90s and the rebirth into the aughts. Like that would be awesome. Like I don't even know how you would cast that. Like that'd be
Man,
an insane undertaking.
Yeah, there was that hot minute. Remember when the Make Some Noise, the big single from Hot Sauce Committee came out, and they had other people playing the Beastie Boys.
It was Danny McBride,
what's his name? Seth Rogen,
and Cargill's friend Elijah Wood.
Yeah, I loved that idea that the Beastie Boys could be played by other people, and they could just record shit, and they never had to do a video again, and
I mean, no,
they would become
love,
immortal, and it would be like, it was constantly a sign of prestige to be able to play the Beastie Boys for a new single or whatever.
I love the idea. I think it was interesting that obviously they went with like comedic, I mean, I guess Elijah Wood's not necessarily known for his comedy, but he's done a lot of comedic roles. But the other two are.
Oh yeah, I mean, he is
obviously
very
comedy.
funny in Dirk Gently for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it was a joke, right? It's like a joke that, hey, these guys are playing the Beastie Boys, even though two of them are pudgy and all the Beastie Boys were fucking rail thin,
Super thick
and
fit
like,
from the raw energy that came out of their fucking vocal cords.
Yeah, it's like there was a parody element to it, which is kind of always. I mean, the Beastie Boys sort of always did have this like barrier, like, which is like, I think what kind of encased the like, oh, they're artists now. Like, that's what allowed that to survive when they were like, oh, they're parody act. They're the fucking Archies, but for glue sniffers in the 80s. And then it's like, oh no, but now they're real artists. And that's the thing, is like, for me, I fell in love with them when they were the artists. And so it's like, I had to go back and understand, like, oh no, wait, like I first listened to License to Ill assuming it was ironic, because I had loved Hello Nasty and Paul's Boutique and all these other albums. And I was like, oh, okay, well, like, they're obviously these crazy, intricate artistes. And so obviously when they do these like frat party rager anthems, that's like a wink and a nod. And then you're like, oh no, literally the only reason why anyone knew their fucking name was because they were frat boy anthem guys. And then that audience followed them into the artistic thing, which is like, that's actually kind of a fascinating story.
Yeah. And man, it's yeah, I was in 6th grade when License to Ill came out. And then, man, I had a baby by the time To the Five Boroughs came out. That's a trip.
Damn. Yeah.
I had 2 babies by the time Hot Sauce Committee came out. Wow, that's a trip, man.
Was there anything aside from the instrumental album in between Hello Nasty and To the Five Boroughs? It was just the instrumental album, right?
The instrumental album came out before Hello Nasty. Because it was
no. The mix-up is the one I'm thinking of. That's after To the Five Boroughs.
No, I don't know that I've ever listened to the mix-up.
It's good.
Wow. Okay, I thought you were talking about the In Sound from Way Out, which is just a collection of all their instrumentals from the previous album.
No, this was them, like, just
Albums.
no vocals, them playing jazzy kind of shit.
Dude, that's cool.
But yeah, man, the Beastie Boys.
All right, so what's the next thing we're super excited about?
All the movies aren't coming out.
Did you guys see the rumor yesterday about Wonder Woman though?
No.
So we talked on Cord Killers that all of the movies in 2020 have been pushed to 2021 or later.
And as a result, Cineworld just closed. You're like, well, fuck it. If you're not going to give us a movie, we're not going to have movie theaters. Clonk. The 300 Regal cinemas just shutter.
Yeah.
By the way, we are opening movie theaters in Oakland tomorrow. So like the Regal that is downtown on the, like, in Jack London Square, just not gonna open. It never got to open, and it didn't even get the grand opening of the grand opening, grand closing.
So the rumor that I saw, someone posted this in the Discord, is that so every movie except Wonder Woman got pushed to 2021 because supposedly, this is a person reporting for a blog with sources and unnamed stuff.
People familiar with the matter.
Saying that Warner is not sure when movie theaters will ever open, if they will ever open up again, and that they will be keeping Wonder Woman's Christmas release date with putting it in any theaters that happened to exist at that point and streaming same day.
Oh, I called it. I
Because-
totally called that on Cord Killers. I said, Tom didn't believe me when I suggested that might be a day and date candidate. And I talked about how DC tends to play better on the small screen than the big screen. And I said it might be it could be the first day and date blockbuster to totally crush it. And it's, that's
Supposedly,
I fucking love being right.
that was-
I fucking love it when I'm right.
That was
Yeah.
supposedly the sentiment that Warner did not want to be caught unaware and decided to get in front of this and try to be the first big streaming blockbuster. So
I mean, but
Tom Merritt's
bigger
about to
than
get a
Mulan?
text in all caps.
bigger than Mulan?
oh yeah, bigger than Mulan.
Wonder Woman?
Mulan.
Wonder Woman bigger than Mulan?
Oh, hey.
We don't have numbers for Mulan,
big.
but a lot of the stuff about Mulan makes it sound like
Oh,
it's
no,
not.
no. I'm not saying it's good. And by the way, I have no reason to believe that Wonder Woman 2 is going to be good. But it's like, although I guess Wonder Woman 1 was good. So I guess I do have more of a reason to think that Wonder Woman 2 is going to be good. But this is interesting because this is like a slow motion Julius Caesar situation for all the theater owners. That it's like, first it was Universal, but Universal didn't totally fuck them because it's not like they released Fast and the Furious day and date, but they did Trolls. They were the first one to poke them, and the theaters freaked the fuck out. And then Disney was like, yeah, well, we got this streaming service, so it kind of makes more sense for us to release our shit on our own platform because we can actually capture some of this heat. So fuck you. But Warner's, that would be the first big movie.
Yeah. And it makes sense to me. AMC was out there saying, we don't really have the liquid to keep going another 6 months if things don't turn around. And the way that the response in the US has been, it seems like it probably won't turn around in 6 months.
Well, no, it shut down in the UK too. I mean, look, this fucking virus, dude. Like, they're shutting down Spain again. They're shutting down France again. Like, this shit is a problem. And by the way, these are only the countries with a free press. Like, there are many, many, many portions of the world for which don't have functioning Twitter accounts to let us know exactly how what is getting shut down.
Is China still saying like, yep, we handled that thing, it's all done, so we're good?
The headline I saw was that the subways in China are back at 93% of the level that they were last year, which would seem to indicate yes to your question, but
just
those numbers
China
run through the state.
Yeah,
let's
go ahead.
Absent a vaccine, that's hard for me to believe that level of clustering is like that. People are. I mean, surely people are still getting sick over there, right?
China, according to China, leads the world in testing at a totally even 160 million.
That's
good
fewer
for them.
than the 1 billion people that live in the country, right?
Well, number one, ignorant American pig. Why don't you go ahead and take a look at the 4,634 deaths that China has experienced from coronavirus.
So.
Total?
Not as much as your 207,000. Maybe too much McDonald's, one might think.
Oh
You ate
my
your
God.
fucking McNuggets.
How many people are dying in China right now? Oh my God.
Yeah, you remember those videos of people getting disappeared in the middle of the streets in China?
Oh my God.
So numbers.
Yeah, China, by the way, 1.5 billion, much like my guess of how many devices were affected by the cloud.
The
You-
number of
you
tests
best-
close to my guess of roughly, what did I say, 200 billion?
So it said 200 million. Justin did say 8.5 billion, just for the record.
I said 1.5.
No,
you said
1.5.
8.5.
8.5 is
said-
the population of the planet. I don't think he made
yes.
that mistake. I heard
No,
1.5.
I said 1.5.
What?
I heard
someone,
1.5.
Someone clip it. I heard 8.5. All right.
That would be very bizarre for Justin, who knows the population of the planet.
Versus
to
Yes.
guess that number.
Well, no, IoT shit, you never know. It's like lamps and fucking other shit, like printer, every
that's right.
printer on the planet, whatever.
Printer is not IoT,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, printers are connected to the internet.
but not every printer.
No, but there are many connected printers.
There's some, yeah.
Oh, well, that was the whole thing about that specific bug. That specific cloud. No, that was the whole fucking PewDiePie. Subscribe to PewDiePie, unsubscribe from T-Series.
Yeah,
Was
that's
because
right.
People were
when somebody
using
hacked
that.
it. Yeah.
Someone were using that cloud to fucking pump out that thing. To what, Bryce? Fucking ice trays? No, dickhead printers. Were they flashing it on people's smart lamps?
You know, the guy who created the idea of Internet of Things lives here in Austin, and he's the author of the book How to Fly a Horse. Kevin
really?
Ashton, I believe. God, I got to go back and read that book again.
Kevin Ashton, 2015.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that was a good one. I like that a lot.
Speaking of Internet of Things, did you guys ever talk about the Amazon drone? Did we ever talk about this Amazon drone
I
thing?
don't think we talked about it.
So Amazon,
wait, is it an Amazon? I thought it was a Ring.
I mean, Amazon owns Ring.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, Ring.
So yeah, it's a Ring drone that you set it up in your house, and it autonomously goes to key points that you set within the house. So it'll whoop, and then whoop, 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 and will report if there are disturbances or if there are noises.
The idea, I believe, with this is I want to know that there's nobody in my house, or I want to know that my dog is safe, or I want to check up
Yeah,
on.
right.
Bullet point number one. Bullet point number two, I am not comfortable installing a bunch of cameras in my house, especially from Ring, who has multiple security flaws in the past. and I've read the articles about, hackers who get into Ring devices, and I don't want anyone peeping on me. But I want to be able to go anywhere I want to see my whole house. And so this is one device that makes noise. I mean, the fans were, and so it's not a surprise to any guests or whatever. So if this thing gets up and starts flying around, that somebody is or it is checking the house or whatever. And you can also remotely pilot it from your phone and say like, hey, go find the dog, or you go check that other room, and it just flies around. And then, but what's clever about the design is that I think we did talk about it. It's got like a kind of a square donut shape. There's a hole in the middle. Around its squircle. Is that what they call those?
Yes, that's right. Around
and with a hole in there. But the drone has like a big old dongus hanging down from the middle where the camera is. So when it nestles back in to charge, the camera is only getting a view of the inside of the donut.
Obfuscated. Yeah.
No, I think it's like, look, it's one of those things that is a great solution if you have the problem. And I think like one of the things where people will get it immediately is like if you've got a rental property or something like that, where people aren't always saying, but like you just want like peace of mind. Like imagine you could walk through a thing that you own. Imagine like even for the warehouse, for HQ, like if Brian could literally just have a thing where nobody should be staying at HQ, but he sees something on the Ring outside or some monkey business and just wants to take a look to make sure, now that's possible.
That's interesting. So picture like we have a whole bunch of stage flats set up in the warehouse, and then to get full coverage of what's in the sound stage, we would need multiple cameras on there. It's like, or we just set this up and it flies up, it gets a bird's eye view, and then it makes a perimeter around, and we're able to see behind all the stage flats. So if anybody's monkey business around, then we now know it.
Yeah, I think we think about drones in a very aggressive way, in a very like spying way, because they're new tech. But when they're cheap and you're just thinking, can I have eyes there?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have eyes that go to my level? Can I have eyes that are not stationary? Then it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense if it's cheap enough. But that's the key. Is like, and that tech is only going to come down further and further. It's only going to get more prefabbed out of China. So, we'll see more shit like this.
Outside
And
of,
I think,
yeah. No, go ahead.
yeah, I think we're gonna get more used to it.
I mean, outside of the business, because I do think like this is really strong. I mean, we talked about a similar drone solution, gosh, maybe 6 months ago on the Weird Things podcast. The bumblebee thing.
Yeah, the one that does the perimeter thing.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
this is basically that, right?
But for inside, which is kind of a counterintuitive move that I didn't see coming, but it makes sense because you have a controlled environment, you have a static layout.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, we've had those little toy drones that you've been able to use inside the house for years, so it makes sense. Or quadcopters.
Do you think consumers will want to put a drone in the home? Because I recognize the value of it as like a guard dog type thing, right? It's loud, it gets vantage points, but it's also a drone that just operates on its own schedule let me
paint a picture for you, Bryce.
Sure.
And Brian, you tell me, because this is about a possibility of your existence, right?
Sure.
Let's say COVID's no longer a thing. All the girls are out at school. Callie's at school. Josie's at school, and Penny is at college, right? And you and Bonnie's working at the HQ on clay stuff. You're here at HQ. Just, for whatever reason, something pops up, and you're like,
I want to know if the dog's okay. Where's the dog?
Yeah. Or like, you just want to see, is anybody home? Should anybody be home? Like, that's like, just having that peace of mind is, I think, valuable if it's cheap enough. Again, and let me just say this. I don't know if, Brian, you would get that as a $700 solution.
Oh, no.
But as a $150 solution.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it looks like it's going to launch at $250.
Yeah,
which is a little rich for what I would.
I mean, if it's good, it's a good size. It's a good
But
size.
Christmas next year, when there's either a different model or that's at $199, like.
Well, and plus also, like, Justin, that our house is a fairly open plan. I believe you can see 70% of the house. Just, you could fly a drone. You could go from the kitchen to the dining room to the office to the hallway, to the living room, to the upstairs, down the hallway into the home theater, open room, to down the hallway to all the other doors. Like the bulk of a very large square footage house could be covered by that, and for like, I don't know, $50 more, you could set up, I don't know, $50, $70 more, you could set up the door chime things and set up the rule on it so that the door sensors, like if the front door or the back door opens, this thing just automatically turns on and goes and says, hey, what's up? What's up, back door? Hey, what's up, front door? And, I don't know. If you're not there, you don't care that it makes a lot of noise and is silly looking and, this flying robot around.
Yeah, I think the idea is this is for when nobody's home or nobody should be home. And if somebody is home, then aren't you glad you had a fucking drone there?
Yeah. Well, and also, man, imagine if you're in a house, then you're not supposed to be there, and you hear some shit fucking activating, some whirring shit coming down the hallway towards you.
That's the one thing. I swear to God, there is like a moment of cultural truism that can be revealed in parody when you just have like all of the awesome, amazing drone shots, and then you just go to natural sound of just like those fuckers are loud. They're always loud as fuck.
God, they do. They sound like angry bees too.
Hey, Brian, are you familiar? Somebody mentioned this in the chat. Are you familiar with Less Dog?
Less Dog?
Yeah.
LESS
Bryce, are you familiar
or
with
LES?
Less Dog?
Not by name.
Not much,
Google,
dog. How about you?
Google Less Dog. LESSDOGG, I think. Somebody might be able to help me out.
Leslie
in the chat,
Jones?
but he is a TikTok superstar.
Mhm.
Oh no, not Leslie.
Are you?
Jones.
Is this the thing I was actually just trying to set up? Maybe, possibly.
Maybe,
The
maybe.
music thing.
Yeah. Yes. Possibly.
So I'm not having a good time finding Less Dog. That's not just Leslie Jones, who is at Less Dog on Twitter. But you know what the hot new streaming album is, Brian?
No, please share.
It's Fleetwood Mac's Dreams.
Oh yeah,
There we
yeah.
go.
Everybody's making these videos.
Yeah. Apparently it was so popular that songs started charting on Billboard again.
Is part of it that you have to drink that cranberry juice for some reason?
Well, no, this
'Cause I've seen
guy.
that
All
in
right, so
several
what
of
is
them.
his name? Just so I.
420
just so I-
Dogface 208 is the
Dogface.
TikTok.
That's it. Okay.
So he's vibing, skating, got a jugga.
Oh my god!
Cranberry.
Closing his eyes, tilting his head back on a skateboard while taking a selfie. So he has not been singing for the majority of it, and then just lip syncs for the very last line of that.
So this guy has been making just vibing ass videos of him skateboarding on TikTok, and it went mega viral, and he was rewarded for it today.
Right, because Mr. Mac,
Oh no, kidding!
Mick Fleetwood, did his own version of it.
That's amazing. So everybody's just been doing their take on that exact thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
The Oregon Duck did one earlier today on Twitter. And the bit
that's
was that he
good.
tripped and fell at the end of it. But yeah, it's crazy. Like there was always a little bit of like a Fleetwood Mac undercurrent on TikTok, right? Of people digging the music and just
Well,
discovering
wait,
it.
did you not see the big giveaway today, Bryce?
No, I didn't.
I think Ocean Spray or whatever the brand that he's
Of the
guzzling,
cranberry
but
juice.
just Google that guy's username and the cranberry juice.
I will do that.
Uh,
oh wow! Here we go. TMZ Ocean Spray. The guy got a new truck. Did they give him a new truck? Coming out of a trailer.
Oh, that dude. Okay.
What's up, buddy? You recognize the juice? Yep. This is promotion spray to you. Thanks for keeping it positive. No worries. That truck is yours. All the ocean spray is yours. All from Ocean Spray to you, man. Congratulations. That's yours, man.
Man.
You want
Oh my
to
gosh.
know what this is called? This is called our budget's fucked for 2020 anyway. We gotta start burning this fucking money.
Yeah.
Whatever. Give the skateboarding guy a car.
It's a four-door.
What it's like,
pickup.
sir, we just received about $50 million of free publicity. It's like, did the guy want anything? No. Can we, what happens if we give him a truck? What if we spend 20 grand on a truck and some juice?
Put some juice in the truck.
It's like, well, that'll probably be the equivalent of $1 million ad campaign. It's like, yeah, we'll spend 20 grand.
What if
Like,
what if
yeah.
it was already successful as a campaign too? It's like, oh, you know what? It's Dogface208 on Instagram. Maybe
That's
that's what it is. Wow. And yeah, they gave him a new board. Apparently, maybe his board broke.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was just man wants a new
Maybe
board.
he's better bored. Yeah, like why don't you advertise? And when you're not drinking cranberry juice, say where's Ocean Spray brand cranberry juice?
Yeah. It's been a while since we've had like a nice little like viral guy.
Something
makes
harmless,
good.
something that hasn't
Yeah.
been awful.
Well, and also it's like, well, oh shit! I just realized that the next stage of this is that we find out that
that he's
fucking
been
he
posting
has-
on Reddit.
that he has a past, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna
He gets
find out
milkshake
something
God
that
forbid
makes
we
us.
have anything nice. Like, there's a reason he lives in a trailer. Look at this
There's-
video from
yeah.
2003.
And he's gonna be calling somebody a word that we that
So if
used to
you're-
be good and now it's bad and now it's and it's gonna be terrible or it's gonna be worse. He's gonna have like some arrest record and somebody's gonna be like, he kicked me in the eyeball and now my eyeball fell out of my mouth. It's been falling out of my mouth since he kicked it all those years ago. Like we're gonna be like, fuck. Like, I mean, do I like this delightful video and spite this woman who has an eyeball falling out of her mouth?
What is the reference Sooth is making when he says he calls pregnant women beautiful submarines? That sounds like something that is based on an
Ken
actual.
Bone.
Is that that's what he said? I knew he said some shit on Reddit. I didn't know that. That's what he said. That's hilarious.
No, Ken Bone called pregnant women beautiful submarines, and then called had this whole metaphor about why the fappening, and was like, oh, it's like when you leave your wallet on top of your car. You should feel bad because you put your wallet on top of your car, but ultimately it's somebody else's fault if they stole it. And by the way, if we're talking about the thief, that's me. I saw her butthole and I liked it.
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ. Have we talked about Chris Evans' penis?
Oh yeah,
posting-
he just posted his fucking straight out dick.
On-
That's
on-
America's dick.
On what platform?
Twitter. He just tweeted a picture of his dick.
When,
right?
how recently?
A week or
Like
2
2
ago?
weeks ago? Yeah.
He tweeted a photo, like a screenshot of his Photos app, and they got the timeline at the bottom.
Yeah,
and I
his dick's
think
on there.
you could see his dick in there.
Yeah.
Thick boy.
Fucking.
Okay, all right.
The news
N-
that sinks.
Oh,
America-
oh my
America's dick.
God. Oh,
It's-
don't Ken Bone me. Don't milkshake Ken Bone me. Oh, shit.
Yeah. No, although I do think that there was an appropriate conversation about like, hey, remember how we just kind of were like, oh, geez, that's a real shame that guy tweeted a picture of his dick and then just kind of let it go. Isn't that kind of crazy that when like a sexy starlet has things literally stolen from her phone, everyone's like, psst, did you hear? Psst, did you hear? Here's the place where you can see the pictures. Like, there is definitely a gender line on how we handle that. Although, like, I would probably argue that it falls along the line. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the numbers on like dick centric porn versus boob and pussy centric porn is.
I would presume that the vast majority of consumers of pornography are more familiar with dicks than boobs and pussy, like having been born with
You
one.
would say the majority of porn is dick centric porn.
No, I would say that the majority of consumers of pornography are very familiar with dicks, having been
Well,
born with one,
No,
and
no.
not
Oh,
very
yes,
familiar.
yes.
Like
Oh,
yes,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was following a different train of thought.
All of which
like,
is to say,
of
like
which
dicks are
which
boring
genre
to people who are born with dicks, or to the majority of people who are born with dicks.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. I was just wondering, like, what sells more, country or western? Right? like let's understand that there is a blend of everything in terms of the real like construction of it, but it's like, I would assume. This is a weird conversation that eventually just ends, especially because I was trying to take the high road. Like, am I right, ladies? Like, and then I just meandered into whether or not gay porn or straight porn gets more, and even that's a misnomer. All right. Anyway,
Yeah, no,
I'm
don't.
going to
even-
stop talking.
And Justin has become Ken Bone milkshake.
Exactly. There we go.
Beautiful submarines, all of them.
Players only love you when they're playing.
Oh, man. Hey, this time next week, we might be talking about new iPhones. You guys gonna upgrade your iPhones?
Yeah. Oh, wait, I already read an article. They're already explaining that they know everything, and it's, quote, disappointing.
I might. I don't know. I was thinking about skipping it, but then again, I also have a record high in revenue, and I need to get that tax liability down. So the things that I might want to buy that would last me for a couple of years, like new laptops and iPads and stuff like that, this might be the year without any travel expenses to maybe go ahead and invest in the future.
I'll tell you what, I ended up skipping the current gen for the iPhone, and my 10s, I think is what I have, has held up pretty well. I mean, it's only really now with the new iOS 14, where it's acting a little shady.
Yeah,
Little funky.
I don't know if I've upgraded to. Hold on.
Do you have widgets?
Maybe I did. I'm not using them if I do. Like it sounds. I read some article where it's like, yes, you could personalize it like crazy. Don't. You should.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I
don't.
I mean, if you want to, go for it. Like I don't use many, but I do have the fitness one because I always end up pulling up. I use the fitness or the activity watch face, and if I'm on my phone, I just want to see, did I get my stand in for the hour or not? So that's,
you have the big guy. I only have the little one on my home screen.
because the little one doesn't show the dots. The big one will actually show the dots per hour.
I don't need that. I know when I'm working out.
That's because I need to know if I need a stand. I always miss my stands.
Apparently, it's only standing 1 minute every hour.
Yes, but I work on the computer, Justin.
Oh, so it's easy to lose like a whole day and realize you haven't stood all day.
Yeah, or because it'll ping you like 10 minutes before the hour, like, hey, you should stand up. But
You should stand.
But I'll just
know what I had to
tweet.
shut-
I kid you,
after
not,
this
you not,
tweet.
today I finished an 8-mile jog walk. I sat down for about 5 minutes, and then my watch goes, "Hey man, time to get up and move around." And I'm like,
know, yeah.
"Fuck you, eat a billion dongs."
Yeah.
I'm interested in the small. They're saying that there's going to be a small iPhone.
So
and
small.
I would like the small phone. I think that the small version of the phones now is too big, but I would also like the 3 cameras, I feel like.
3 cameras are clutch. I will say that on the new iPhone. Like the idea, like the fact that you can go to wide angle and zoom and like an actual lens zoom is pretty fucking clutch. Like I don't know if I need a new one. We'll see what they got to offer.
Yeah. Supposedly the other thing is was it Apple Tags? Apple's take on what is it? Tiles, like little tile accessories.
Oh man!
Really?
I will vouch for. By the way, sponsor alert. They sponsored a Mono Rogue episode, but we got the new version of the tile. This shit is loud and 2-way. So you just click this shit and then it or double click it, and then your phone. If you need to find your phone, even if it's on silent, it'll start playing this jaunty tune on there.
That's cool.
It's great, and they got this one that is the size of a credit card that does the exact same thing and just goes in your wallet. And of course, you can click that on there, and then it gets the jaunty tune on there.
Okay, that's cool.
So it's whoops. Sorry, I'm rocking out.
It sounds like your washing machine is done. Supposedly the big thing with the AirTags is the phones for the past few years have had I think it's the U chip. The U, is it the U chip?
Oh yeah,
the directional chip. And so you can it'll point and say, oh, it's to the left. Like it'll actually point you in the direction instead of just
to the tile. Yeah.
I don't know. My apartment is not that big. I don't lose stuff that much.
Yeah, we did a test, and Rowan took the keys and tucked them under the couch cushions, and we were able to find it. And then he put my wallet in the friggin' freezer, and I was able to find it.
That's right. I remember.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Any other stuff? So yeah, that's next Tuesday. So.
All right. Well, hey, I think we wrap this up, or I have to go pee.
Yeah, I gotta pee as well. So, Peepocalypse.
Thank you everybody for hanging out. We'll be back later. You guys are gonna do happy hours now. You guys are back doing happy hours.
Yeah, we're down for
back.
that.
We back.
Then Friday Night Bryce on Friday doing Hitman 2.
Hell yeah.
We might have some marbles throughout the week. We might fill some stuff throughout the week. So everybody keep your noties on. And until then, have a good weekend.
Love you.
8.5 billion, baby.